Alright. So finally doing some more Marvel Rivals. Be playing on my PlayStation. Okay, season starts. So season 7, the hunt is on. Kind of cool. I guess we got a new season going on. Okay. Let's see. So there's a new battle pass, I suppose. Alright, and then this is... Okay, Helen, the Rebel. Gotcha, it's an Asgardian, I suppose. Yeah, it's an Asgardian. Rocket, or Rocky the Transfer. Okay. Living Tribunal. I didn't even realize that the Living Tribunal was actually part of this. Kind of crazy. Doom Angel. Okay. Stephen Sanders, the Doctor. Argent Archer. Loki Thor. Loki. I guess that's it. Okay. Okay, so they got a whole bunch of esports stuff going on now. Yeah, so what I was trying to do is like, what is your favorite Marvel character? Stuff like that. That's kind of the whole basis of the stream. But outside of that, I appreciate if you guys follow, like, and subscribe to me over on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. Those are the 3 streaming platforms I do stream on. Remember to hit that notification bell to be notified every time I go live. Give me a like, thumbs up, all that good stuff. Goes a long way. I appreciate if you guys leave a comment in the comment section below my videos. That also goes a long way. Outside of that, if you use my Epic Games SAC, so supported creator code, in the Epic Games Store. I know that Fortnite is having a lot of issues, and I did just post a video about that. Yeah, and a lot of other people are talking about it too, especially since GTA 6 is going to be coming out soon. I'm going to be streaming that, so I'm going to be doing a lot more troubleshooting on a lot of my, capture card and all that stuff, and the audio for this and whatnot, so... But yeah, outside of that, it should be pretty interesting to see what happens. I know that with just all these issues with Fortnite, I was basically thinking about stepping away from it anyways and kind of play it every once in a while. But it definitely seems like a lot of other content creators are kind of doubling down on that as well. So, yeah. Makes a whole lot of sense when you think about it. So, just kind of, going from there and see what happens next. I actually did have a couple of different issues with some other things that I'll talk about after I finish this. But do appreciate if you guys follow me on all the other platforms. So that's Twitter, Instagram, Threads, Facebook, TikTok, Lemonade, Little Red Book, and Rumble. Does help me out as well, get a little more reach. Outside of that, I'm going to start doing some just chatting streams. I'm going to diversify basically what I'm doing. So I might actually do a little bit of a just chatting after this and kind of talk a little bit more about what's going on with Fortnite and how other creators are kind of talking about it as well. So, but yeah, it's pretty crazy. I know that I still am a little sick. My throat is a little messed up, but I'm feeling a little bit better, which is good because I'm about to start working at C2E2 in Chicago Comic-Con, so I'm definitely going to need my voice. But yeah, I was supposed to get my badge for it today, but I really didn't get too much sleep and whatnot, so and I was trying to resolve an issue that I had downloading some games off of Steam. And that's another thing I can talk about later on too when I'm doing just chatting. But yeah, I mean it's pretty crazy. There's a lot of different things like people being able to buy video games, to make it so that you can't really own. Obviously, like you have some right to it, not the full right to it, obviously, but they're trying to make it so that you can purchase, like even stuff off of Steam. So a lot of issues going on with that. It happened to me. I'm glad that I already had some other form of payment. Like they have options for like PayPal, Visa, and stuff like the MasterCard and all that stuff. I know that in other countries, they actually have it so that like you only have one option, and that's pretty much it. Like I think it's like Visa, MasterCard, and that's it. And they're having issues because it's like some people are like, oh, why can't I? Because you get a failure of being able to purchase something, and that's pretty much what was happening to me. And I was still getting charged on my card, even though like I didn't get the items. Like when you purchase something, you get an item. I wasn't getting that in my Steam account, so I basically had to go and like create another account with something else, and then was finally able to actually make it not fail anymore, and was able to actually get it. So I'll talk a little bit more about that towards the end of the stream. But yeah, there's a lot to talk about during the stream, and gonna try to do my best, But yeah, let's talk about these Marvel characters, since this is a new season. Let's see. So we do have Adam Warlock, which I actually stood in for on the Bear. The actor that plays him, plays Adam Warlock, Will Poulter, stood in for him on the Bear. He's a pretty cool guy. He's really funny. I mean, if you watch some of his earlier stuff, not too bad. It's actually pretty funny. He did a lot of different videos, and he's kind of like a child actor, I guess you could say, that a child star. Started out when he was really young. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy to have worked with some amazing people. Don't really know too much about Angela. Haven't really heard too much about it, but I can go back to her at some point. Black Panther, pretty cool concept that they did with Black Panther, especially like the way that the whole vibranium concept, and it ties into all these other people that have ties into that part of the world. So pretty cool concept. Black Widow. Speaking of, I know that for Comic-Con, there is going to be, where's she at? Scarlet Witch. So, yeah, as far as that, I don't know who I'm going to be working with at Comic-Con. But I'm hoping that, you know, I'll be working with them. As far as Scarlet Witch, you know, a lot of people end up thinking of certain individuals when it comes to that. You know, I'm just reading a text real quick. But Elizabeth Olsen is supposed to be at Comic-Con this year for Chicago. She's doing mainly photo op and like the photography area. So it's like photo op. A lot of times when they're a high tier, when it comes to like most asked for individual, like an actor or somebody that's famous in some other parts of the world, a lot of the times they seclude the area so that like people can't just see them with an eyesight. They usually put like a curtain and stuff like that, so you have to go through a line to even be able to get a chance to be like around them in their presence, pretty much. So Elizabeth Olsen will be there. I know that there's some other people, like there was supposed to be a decent amount of people for like the God of War franchise. So like those people are not going to be there, and some people from like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and just a whole bunch of other people. They were supposed to be there, but they recently got canceled. So kind of interesting to see what happens with that. Another person that I worked with was John Bernthal as the Punisher, and the Thing, which is Ebon Moss-Baccarat. Worked with both of them. Pretty cool guys. I know that John's a little more talkative. You know, he's a little more laid back. I know that Ebon, he's a little more reserved to himself. He does talk to a certain extent, but he's a little more reserved, and that's perfectly fine. There's plenty of people that are like that. What's going on, OP? How you doing? How you doing today, OP? Yeah, I'm just trying to notice whether or not I'm getting spikes in my audio or not. Anybody else? Let's see. There's really no one else that comes Marvel-wise that comes to mind that I've actually worked with. I mean, I got to meet. Actually, no, I did work with one of them. I worked with Miles Teller on a movie called, what is it called? Divergent. So I did work with Miles Teller, and he was Mr. Fantastic. As far as the Human Torch, yeah, that was somebody else. But no, another person that played the Thing. What is his name? Let's see. I mean, there's a couple ones that I can look for. Yeah, Miles Teller. So I worked with him. He was Mr. Fantastic on Divergent. There was another person that played the Thing, which ironically enough, I worked with both of them. Jamie Bell. Yeah, so Jamie Bell, I worked with him. And Jamie Bell was like the thing for like one movie, obviously. And yeah, it's crazy how like I worked with 2 people that played the Thing, and obviously 1 person that played the Punisher. There was more than 1 Punisher in different movies, but to have just been able to work with that many people that were in the Fantastic Four is pretty crazy. Duncan, welcome in. As far as anybody else, I got to meet Chris Evans, so I got to meet him. As far as that goes, I mean, when I was dating somebody, they decided to get me a birthday present. It was more of so like a matching birthday. Like she wanted to meet Chris Evans, and we were going to C2E2 anyways, and so she wanted to meet Chris Evans, take a photo with him, do a photo op, and she like gave me the option to do it too. And so I have a photo with him. I have it laying around here somewhere, but that would be one of the other people that I met from the Fantastic Four. Outside of that, I really have to think about it. The Hulk. So I have met, what's his name? Damn. Not Edward Norton, but what is his name? I can't even think about it. Jeez. Mark Ruffalo. There we go. Yeah, so I met Mark Ruffalo when I worked at a Comic-Con, and he was kind of like just getting into the building, and I kind of like directed him where he needed to go and stuff like that. And that was actually the first year that I worked at Comic-Con, which is kind of cool, being able to meet somebody like that. And obviously Captain America, Chris Evans. Channing Tatum was another person that I met. So I actually had a dance battle with Channing Tatum at one point. We were on set for a show called The Playboy Club, and so that was where I met his now ex-wife, and she was working that, and then he came to the after party. We danced, and yeah, it was pretty fun. I'm actually the reason why my name's Jeff. That was actually because of me. So I am him, I guess you could say. But during the party, that was kind of like, he's like, yeah, you're pretty good at break dancing, and like you're pretty good at dancing. You can move. And that was like after we had a dance battle, and he's like, "What's your name?" And I was like, "Oh, well, my name's Jeff." And the way that I said it, I guess he like took it a certain way. He's like, "Oh, my name's Jeff." So like, that's kind of where it stemmed from. And so like, it was kind of like a little bit of a joke that we had for a little bit for that time being. And then, ironically enough, it just happened to be put into a movie. So kind of cool. Funny little thing going on there. So you had Gambit. He played Gambit in the most recent one. Let's see. As far as Deadpool goes, let me see. Invisible Woman, there really wasn't anybody I can think of. Oh, so they got White Fox, okay. Alright, let's see what we got here. Yada yada. What's going on with the community? Oh, okay. Never mind. I guess I'll get some matches in.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
I'm not a hero.
I'm the
Punisher.
Yeah, so I've been playing Valorant. I'm going to try to do a little bit more on that, and hopefully I can get a lot better at it. I know that with Valorant, it's newer to me, so I really haven't done too well the first, like, 2 days that I played. Which is technically only, like, 3, maybe? No, I played 8 matches altogether,
Only
I guess.
cowards see shades of gray.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
This guy.
My agents have been keeping a close eye on you since you returned to action. You've made quite the impact.
Judgment in progress.
Always do. Question is, are you gonna let me do my thing? Or stand in my way?
I assure you, I'm here to help.
I'm hit pretty bad. Pull back.
The battle starts in
Focus
5,
firepower here.
4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
The fox claims it's due. Nice bit.
Where's this guy at?
Everybody needs a
I'm good to go.
or a
Why are you running, dude? What happened?
Just who I was looking for.
Out of sight.
Help get that vehicle to its destination.
The fox claims it's due.
Let's see, 4.
You have been judged unworthy.
Enemy tagged.
A foe has revealed themselves. Turning up the heat. I'm hit. Cover me.
All patched up.
So cold.
More scum scraped off.
You're halfway there. Keep
The
going.
book of the
Yeah, we're gonna get all the way there.
I prefer war journals.
No issue with that.
I am Phoenix. Almost there. Don't turn back now.
Another bump in the road.
Oh, come on, dude. You do better than that. You better than that.
Damage sustained. Vehicle reached the checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
Smoke up.
Ah, no. That's the only guy that I've, Daredevil was the one that I can't fight against. Because he just keeps on attacking like that.
I'll meet my family, but not today.
I mean, they took us all out on that one. They did pretty good.
Keep moving. And don't get distracted. I couldn't run.
Don't get distracted.
Let the devil out!
Call me home.
Smoke screen.
Yeah. I mean, they need me to be really good in them.
Now I'm getting mad.
That's it. Don't let anything stand in your way.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Get that vehicle moving
Nice
again.
little boost.
Yeah, because they ping me, they bring me over to the other players. They're pretty smart when it comes to that, honestly. They are pretty smart when it comes to that. We're doing kind of bad right now.
Extermination!
Oh, gotta do it.
Get ready. Here come the bad guys.
I'm good to go.
The hunt continues.
Smoke 'em. Nice little boost.
Please, we're hurt. Let us hope Sherlock is in the mood for visitors. This is your big chance. Cover me.
Let the devil out!
Yeah, get up out of here with that, dude. Yeah, with hardly trying at all, dude. Yeah, 16 kills, bro. They had no shot. No shot to win that. Alright. Pick a bundle. I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. But yeah, when it comes to Fortnite, I mean, a lot of stuff's just going on with it. I'm personally going to be canceling my crew member subscription. So I've been actively playing matches here or there, trying to finish the battle pass for this season, or at least get to 100 before, you know, I cancel it. But yeah, so I mean, it's the 25th. I think I got about like 10 more days. I'm at probably level 40, I believe, within 5 days. So it's about 10 levels each day. Almost 10 levels per day. But yeah, I'm gonna end up doing that, and then that'll be it for that. I'm gonna be playing a whole bunch of other games. That's why when I was talking about Steam, I did purchase a couple other games and stuff like that. So definitely really excited to be playing them. I'm gonna probably give Crimson Desert another shot. I think what it was is because I did download it off of Epic Games as opposed to off of Steam, so that could be the issue. Not exactly sure yet, but that could be the reason why. So I'm gonna see what I can do. I wanted to play it, you know, from the beginning anyways. So I'll be playing that. I'm gonna start probably downloading it today, and then April 1st I'll start playing it again. Alright. Yeah, I would say Punisher is probably my main that I play with.
Pick your hero. Or villain. I'm not judging.
I'm not a hero. I'm the Punisher.
Let's see. I mean, the amount of difficulty on him is pretty low. But yeah.
Only cowards see shades of gray.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Is it true you can absorb people's memories?
I did want to play this
Afraid
on
so.
PC,
An
but
unfortunate side effect of
I got my account named on here
Better refrain from pet
on
meetings. I may be
PlayStation,
cute,
so
but my past is
I'll just be
pretty ugly.
leaving that as is.
But if we're being honest, whose ain't? The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
I'm Hellfire Club royalty. This is beneath me.
Don't mind me.
Hostiles up front!
You're welcome.
Battlefield ready again.
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now.
Another bump in the road.
Okay. Thought he was gonna do something.
Out of sight.
My good deed.
Why is nobody helping me out over here, dude? Jeez. Literally, he was right there. He wasn't doing anything. Rocket was just there. He left. I don't know why Rocket would do that. The guy that's playing Rocket.
Objective achieved. Good work.
Wow.
Extermination!
You've captured more than half of the mission area. Keep going.
Yeah, that's the only guy that I really got to worry about.
Armed and dangerous!
Come on. Come on, peek out, peek out, peek out.
Spasiba.
Those guys are about to shoot at us.
The area's almost yours.
Oh, that's gonna be ours in no time.
Relay deployed. It ain't cheap.
Let's go. Let's go. The frozen airfield.
this war against crime until I fall.
Before you attack, get ready.
Out of sight!
Hey, I saw that turret thing you do. How much you want for it?
Not for sale.
What, are you kidding? Everything's for sale.
Maybe for other people, not for me.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
Intruders detected.
Been out of touch for a while, but now I'm back in the game, sugar.
What?
Go down! That fucking hurt!
Heads up, hostiles!
Relay deployed. It ain't...
I kind of feel like it's like the same group as before.
Looks like the mission area
Whoa.
is yours to capture
Out of
now.
the infirmary!
I'm serious, that's crazy, bro. No, I don't want to assemble. That is definitely some group.
Smoke screen! All patched up.
Missionary is yours.
Yeah, you need to be healing me, dude. Like, what are you doing, bro? Yeah, he's only going after
They
me,
ain't
which is
seen
crazy.
nothing yet.
That's crazy, dude. Only going after me. I mean, we could get this. Come on, dude.
Extermination!
Keep going.
I can't get up there.
New entry in the war journal.
Let's go. Oh, okay. I need heals. I need heals. I'm right behind him. I need some type of heals. Come on. It's a perfect spot, dude.
Control lost.
Ah, man, I could have took them all out. I need some type of heals, though. Yeah, I knew I was gonna be taken out right there. Dude, I was right behind all of them. I could have took them all out, dude. Could have took them all
This is
out.
not over.
It just launches you. That's crazy. Straight launches you. Alright, I'm gonna go up here. Hopefully I can use the turret at least.
Need some ranged firepower.
Yeah, that's so stupid.
The halfway point.
That's so stupid. I couldn't do anything with that. Could not do anything.
This is real firepower! Done.
Glory's almost yours.
Battlefield ready again.
Thank you, finally, dude. That's what we needed, dude. Like, finally, bro. Jeez.
Another epic victory! Big win!
I was wondering when like my healers were gonna heal me at all, dude. Like it took forever. I was literally the only person he was going after. I died 5 times exactly to him. That's all he killed. That's the only person he was killing was me. It's crazy, dude. Absolutely crazy. I got 7 kills. I killed him. Probably. I killed him once. Let's go. Let me pull up a couple other things. Okay, so we got Twitter. Alright. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of crazy. Let me... Okay. Alright. So I have that up. Alright, I got it up now. So, take a look right over here. What's going on, Austin? Nah, I remember you. Yeah, so with the whole Epic employees laying off, you know, just this many. I messed up on what I was saying. My train of thought just got messed up. With Epic laying off this many employees, it is pretty crazy because, like, I guess they did have 5,000 employees. They started with 300, and then it exponentially grew to 5,000. They just laid off 1,000. One of the employees that they laid off, I guess, apparently was the person that did the creator design for Jonesy and the whole storyline for that. So that was one of the people. A lot of the times they don't know exactly, like, oh, hey, you know, like, who we're going to lay off and why are we laying them off and stuff like that. So I think that's kind of more, and so, like, how this is working and, you know, like, why they're laying certain people off. Apparently, like, a lot of them didn't get told why. They're given, like, a severance pay. So I am kind of curious, like, what exactly that entails. I guess they're given, like, 6 months severance pay. So, like, they're still being paid for 6 months. And then they're given the opportunity to, like, find a new job, I guess. But a lot of these people obviously want to still have a job in this type of industry. So it does make it kind of hard, especially with, like, there's not that many games that are being produced, and a lot of those spots are used up, you know, because I work in the TV and film industry, and I know it's hard to get in the door with certain spots and stuff like that. And once you do get it, like, you're really grateful for it, because, like, it's hard to get a position, especially now with, like, AI being created and a whole bunch of jobs are just being destroyed, you know, like, it's gone, you know, like, in those companies. Like, they're not replacing you with somebody else, they're replacing you with AI. I firmly believe that these 1,000 employees aren't only them budgeting. I think a certain percentage of the employees that they're getting rid of are, you know, them budgeting because they're losing a lot of money. They're doing a whole bunch of things that are making the player base not as big. It's like 2/3 of the player base has left, and that's because of cheaters. A lot of people can say it's for all these other reasons. I specifically said as soon as they would, I specifically said once they go along with unbanning the cheaters, this is what's going to happen. Like, they're going to lose 2/3 of their play base within a year, and then who knows what's going to happen in a year after that. So that's pretty much what happened. They lost 2/3 of their player base. Exactly a year ago, they started unbanning people in March of last year, and here we are. This is kind of fortuitous, I guess you could say, but it is pretty crazy. So I feel like some of the employees that they're getting rid of are employees that they're replacing them with AI usage. Unfortunately, I'm pretty positive that's exactly what they're doing. As far as anything else, you look at the optimization on what they're doing. They're trying to do too many things at once. So they're trying to save money on the amount of servers that they have. They got more servers because of the amount of people that were playing to handle like the bandwidth and do all that stuff. But now they're downsizing and they're using a different type of server connection, like where it's combining servers and doing all this other bouncing internet usage. Like, if you actually do the research, there is companies, like certain companies, that will use your own PC pretty much against you. Like let's say you're playing a certain game and you're getting like your frames are doing bad, but when you play other games, like your frames are good. Those games that are getting less frames isn't because of the optimization. It's literally them using your own PC as like a server ping, like an IP, to ping other people within your area. And it's kind of like a web of connectivity, which in theory it does sound like it could be beneficial, but it only impacts people that have a PC. So if you're playing on a console, it's not going to work that way. Like, it's not going to be part of the umbrella, part of the web of helping to drive the actual server. So there is a way to disconnect that and to disable it instead of having it enabled. So I haven't done that. I'm going to check to see if it's enabled on my PC, and then I'm going to disable it. There's like a specific way. I think you have to go into the BIOS to do it. Maybe. I haven't really checked too much into it, but I know that's one of the things. So that's definitely something to look into if you have a PC. I know that's why a lot of people would be more beneficial to use like a dual PC setup, because then if you're just streaming off of one of them and gaming off of one, then it wouldn't really impact you too much. But if you're doing both on one, it would impact you, which makes sense. But yeah, I firmly believe at least probably, let's say 750 of the employees were laid off for budgeting reasons. 250 of them were laid off to be replaced with AI. That's my theory on it. So people are saying, like, instead of laying off employees, you could have kept the Blitz crowns, stuff like that. So, like, I know, like, HypeX was talking about it. So Epic Games lays off over 1,000 employees. Today we're laying off, by Epic Games. Today we're laying off 1,000 Epic employees. I'm sorry, we're here again. The downturn in Fortnite engagement that started in 2025 means we're spending significantly more than we're making. And then major cuts will be done to keep up with, the downturn, quote unquote, by them. So let's see, and that's by Epic. So if I go to Epic Games, let's see, where is it at? People, Epic, probably. Let's see. Oh, and just to let you guys know, if you do get Crimson Desert off of any type of like if you're playing on PC, obviously, this wouldn't, tailor towards you if you're playing off a console, obviously. So if you're on a PC, if you do get it off of the Epic Games Store, you do get the Cliff skin, so it's completely free. Not the game, but the skin. You'll get it in Fortnite, obviously. So that's one benefit of getting it off there. If you do decide to do that, I appreciate if you use supported credit code in the Fortnite item shop and Epic Games Store. So it does go a long way. Costs you nothing extra. But if you do want to get Crimson Desert, if you get it off of the Epic Games Store, use supported credit code in there. It's going to be Jeffree with 2 E's, Barrett with 2 R's and 2 T's. And yeah, definitely goes a long way. But yeah, you'll get the skin off of there. Let's see. Let me see if I can find the actual information. Oh, and during the actual Fortnite event or showdown that they got going on right now, the Foundation did get closer towards being, like, I guess, competitive, like the amount of damage done towards the Ice King group is because they did a 2x XP boost for the Foundation group. So that's the only, but they didn't even close the gap, like they closed it, but they didn't reach the same goalpost. So let's see what else we got here. Also, they do have a publisher sale, which I definitely want to check out. So I'll probably check that out later. Yeah, so they're talking more about Crimson Desert. Let's see. Let's go back to Twitter. All right. In the coming days, employers will see a stream of resumes of once-in-a-lifetime quality folks. An important thing to understand is that Epic never lowered our hiring standards as we grew, and the layoffs wasn't a performance-based right-sizing, as companies call it nowadays. It's a sound bet that anyone with Epic Games on their resume is in the top few % of their discipline. Let's see here. Yeah, how many employees did they have before their layoff? Epic Games had just over 5,000 employees before today's layoff. They cut over 1,000, about 20% of the workforce, leaving just over 4,000 now. The move follows a downturn in Fortnite engagement. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, people are like, oh, if they want money, then start selling past battle passes. They already had that in mind, so they're doing, I think it's chapter 5 battle passes and above. So let's see here. Rockstar Games has stated that they put an offer to buy Epic Games and save Fortnite. That's crazy. Is, you know, quote unquote, we just put an offer to buy Epic Games. We're waiting to hear back. That was on the 24th, so that was yesterday. That's crazy. So we can have a new chapter every 7 to 14 years? Yeah, no. More like every 6, 7 years. Oh, man. Speaking of Miles Teller, this is Miles Teller. He was Mr. Fantastic. Alright, yeah, so I mean, it is pretty crazy to see what's going on with it. Okay, so 20 hours ago. Wait, is Kai streaming again? So Kai and Rakai got into a heated argument on stream last night after Rakai brought up Kai's ex, Gigi, and how she cheated on him. Damn. Is he really streaming again? I'm sure I spelled it wrong. Let's see. Videos 6 months ago. I don't know. I don't think he did. No, he definitely did not. That wasn't recent. Jeez. Alright, so let's see what's going on here. So it says, how can T1 pros do stuff like this and not get banned? If anyone else does it, they get 2 weeks. Let's see what they're talking about.
Komm. Hä? Hä, ist ja komisch.
Alright, so let's see.
Wir hatten komplette Arsch sonst. Ja, ich weiß. Aber
Let's see what they're talking about. That works tip-top in every final where the Yuncon are and someone wants to land there. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that was really that sus, honestly. Nah, I don't think so. Alright, so yeah, we could talk a little bit about some Crimson Desert. CEO of Pearl Abyss, Hyun Jin Young, has stated that they will plan to add DLC or multiplayer content to Crimson Desert, depending on market demand. What are your thoughts on it? There's about 1K comments on it. No multiplayer. Everything that has it turns to doo-doo, which is pretty true. It is true though, because then you end up getting cheaters that flock to it. And I mean, if it is like a separate thing that's like part of it, and that could just be a separate thing, that's cool. But if they have it where like you have to buy a whole separate game for it to be that, really not that great, honestly. 4-player co-op would be insane in this open world. I agree with that. I would be kind of curious to see what they would do, because I mean, they do have not even a co-op. Well, actually, I think they do have a co-op with what is it called? Can't even think of it. Elden Ring. Yeah, my brain's just all over the place right now, but it's pretty crazy with all this stuff. But yeah, going to be pretty crazy. So what else we got here? I gotta be careful what I I pull up. So this guy.
No, really.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say right now. So this guy apparently was playing Crimson Desert, and I've seen this before already. But he is pretty accurate in some description on it. I know he's still playing it. My reasoning behind it was the fact that I was playing it and I had so many issues right away. So like my mouse wasn't popping up on the main screen. So like just loading into the main screen of it wasn't popping up. I had to cancel it out, turn it back on, do all that stuff. I had to quit the game, bring it back up, do all that stuff. And then it started working for a little bit, and then it stopped again. So like I had to like ghost mouse, where like you don't see the mouse, but you can see where it's at by like clicking, and you can see the little splashes of it. So I had to do that in order to enable certain things. That was just a bad optimization with that. I'm sure they probably did fix a lot of that stuff so far. I hope so. So they did that. I did look through the actual patch notes, and so I know that they fixed a lot of the issues that I was having personally, so I'm happy with that. Not only that, but like it had like a ghosting effect with certain things. So like I changed all the settings to a proper visualization, and it still had a ghosting effect. They apparently did fix that. I'll have to see, but I have a high tier GPU and CPU. It's not low tier whatsoever, by no means. And a lot of people have been hitting me up in my comments saying, "Oh, you just have a really garbage PC. It's old." Dude, I bought it this year. Like, not this year, but in 2025, late 2025. But it's still, it's one of the top brands. It's not one of the lower ones, stuff like that. So it's just crazy to me that people will automatically just talk trash to you when you're clearly knowing what you're talking about, and people just like to bash you for no reason. So but apparently this game does have a lot of different issues with like people getting stuck, and there's like the ray tracing is kind of like it does this rainbow effect on the ground or like different parts of the map. So I'm hoping that now they'll have that kind of stuff like fixed. So we'll kind of see, but I'll definitely show what this guy's talking about and kind of touch on that a little bit.
What am I playing this for? No, really. What am I playing this for? I don't have to play this. The game is awful. Yeah, I'm sure that's why I fucking did it. The game sucks. That now that you actually got to the first point in the game where you actually have to fight for real, the game is terrible. That is just atrociously bad. There's nothing fun about that game engine at all. When you fight regular enemies, they're all weaklings. You hold a trigger and you murder hundreds of enemies in a row. Then you get to a boss and none of your fucking attacks do anything. Fuck this game. Really? Well, let's do a quick shout out.
He's right. You know, like there's no XP to get stronger, you know, so you can build on top of that. It's kind of like you're a weakling. The character Cliff and his cohorts, are weaklings, and the only way that they get stronger is by getting gear that makes them stronger. I know a lot of games like this tend to be that way sometimes, and you have to build the gear around that character in order for it to actually be strong and stuff like that. So this is kind of what he was kind of like touching on, is that in itself, that's the reason behind it. So I will have to admit, you know, that's definitely a strong point that he brings up, and for it to actually have that kind of issue, you know, that was kind of the other thing that, like, I had saw some videos on it, and that was one of the other things that made me decide to actually return it. But you know, I'm gonna give it another shot. I may or may not start streaming it like now, maybe not tomorrow because I have work this weekend, but maybe April 1st I'll probably start streaming it and then see, you know, how I feel from that. But yeah, we'll see. All right, what else? Typical gamer. Hey, Tim Sweeney, Epic. I love Ballistic, and I know there's a dedicated community behind it. Let us at Jogo buy it from you. And we'll maintain and update and grow it. I'd be sad to see this mode just disappear. It didn't get the chance it deserved. That is the other thing that you can see right here. Rocket Racing, Ballistic, and Festival Battle Stage are going offline. So I feel that's another thing that they did, is that a lot of those employees that they have, they were the ones that created these modes, and they spent maybe 2 years or so, or 3 years, actively working on these modes specifically. And then now that they're getting rid of these modes, those are the amount of employees that they're getting rid of. So about 750, I would say, they're getting rid of because of these modes. And then 250 of them would actively be because those are the people that they're replacing with AI workforce. So Epic says that we've built a lot of Fortnite modes, and in some cases we failed to build something awesome enough to attract and retain a large player base. You know, and then they continue to say we're going to shut down these modes. They have a scheduled outline below at when they're going to be doing all that, and they're really grateful for everyone that did play it. So Rocket Racing, after 2 years of high-speed competition, Rocket Racing will be leaving in October 2026. And they're saying right here, for developers building car content in April, we're adding car physics, hazards, and track building tools that will be included in the speed boost for the base of UEFN toolset. Ballistic will be removed in Fortnite April 16th. Let's see what else. Fortnite Festival consists of 3 music modes. So it's like main stage, band, all that good stuff. Festival jam stage. Yeah, so I guess they're just getting rid of that. When does it say they're getting rid of it? April 16th as well. Okay. I don't understand why people are so upset. These modes had like no more than 500 players a day for months. Yeah, I mean, I admit that they are cleaning house when it comes to these modes. They brought it in to see what they can do, to see if it would actively bring more players. It did for a certain demographic, but then you got like way too many people that played it for a little bit and then they kind of just like stopped doing it. You know, Epic started bringing certain things in where like, oh, you have to play this mode in order to unlock the battle pass, and that's just not something that people really want to do. You know, in my opinion, they don't want to go and have to play a different mode in order to complete the battle pass, which they still have right now, and they've done that for the past. This would be the 3rd season that they're doing that, and people just are tired of that. They don't want to have to, and they're locking certain things behind. You have to reach a certain point in the game, you know, at a certain level in the battle pass and all that stuff in order to unlock stuff, and then you still have to play that mode in order to actually unlock the skin. It's so bad. But yeah, I mean, I'll talk more on this later on, but I know that they're ramping up for more stuff to come out. Sadly, they're going to be using a lot of AI tech, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens from there. But yeah, I appreciate everyone that did stop by. I appreciate if you guys use supported credit code in the Fortnite and Epic Games Store mostly. It's going to be Jeffree with 2 E's, Barrett with 2 R's and 2 T's. You could also use that to find me over on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. Those are the 3 streaming platforms I do stream on. Remember to hit that notification bell to be notified every time I go live. Give me a like, thumbs up, all that good stuff. And leave a comment in the comment section below my videos. Outside of that, I appreciate you guys coming out, watching my stuff. Going to be doing a little bit more of just chatting. What I might actually start doing is just have a just chatting starting out first. So I'll be talking like this right away. And then jump into some gameplay. I'm going to be kind of branching out to do just chatting and then evolve into just something completely different. There's a lot that I have in mind, but yeah, that's kind of one of the things that I'm going to be doing. Outside of that, I mean, we have so much more to come. I downloaded probably about, I don't even know, man, that there's so many games that I downloaded. Man, I could show you right here. These are all the games that I downloaded. All of these are right here. I mean, there's just so many of them. I mean, that is a lot of games to play. You know, I got the Grand Theft Auto stuff. I'm waiting for Grand Theft Auto 6, but I'm going to start playing Grand Theft Auto 1 through 5 starting in May. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of games I'm going to be playing. A lot more stuff I'm going to be talking about, doing all that stuff. So I bet I'll talk to you guys a lot more. Yeah, so this is the new Marvel Rivals. It came out. But outside of that, yeah, I mean, you guys can follow me over on Twitter, Instagram, Threads, Facebook, TikTok, Lemonade, Xi Jinping, aka Little Red Book, and Rumble. I do post highlight reels every single day. I've been doing that for the past going on 6 months now. When I got my PC, I did stream for, let's see, I streamed for a full like 4 months, and then, well, not a full 4 months, 3 months I streamed constantly every single day, and I posted clips every day. And then I got sick, so I took a little bit of a break, started streaming again, got sick again, took another break. So for the past like 3 months, I've been on and off sick. Like at the beginning of every month I've been getting sick, which is just crazy. There's a lot of reasons behind that, but nothing really to discuss. But I do appreciate y'all. Now I'm gonna start taking care of myself a little more, and make sure that I'm not really sick anymore, so I can continue streaming and do longer streams as well. So one of the things that I am going to start doing is I will try my best to still stream at 8 p.m. But I'm probably going to do at least like a 3-hour stream. So I will be playing multiple different games, and depending on the game, obviously, You know, so like I played Marvel Rivals, I can add a little bit of Fortnite in with that, and then some other games that like you guys can actively join with me, and you guys can play as well. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do now. So I'm branching out from just playing a lot of Fortnite, because obviously I just had the PlayStation and I was streaming off of that, so I was very limited to what I can do. But now I'm, you know, unlimited at what I can do now. Like, so I'm definitely going to go further and farther and faster and make sure that everything's working so much better. I do, however, want to show you, let's see, Nikon ZR. There is a, let me see if I can find it on here. No. So Nikon ZR. So there is a camera that I want to get. It'll be some time before I actually get this one, right? Let's see. Yeah, so it's going to be this one right here. The Nikon Z, or Nikon ZR. This one I want to get because it is a, not only a full frame, but it does have the red cinematic capture software. So you got those big expensive red cameras that a lot of content creators use. I know that they have used those cameras even for like filming TV shows and movies. I've seen those on set before. Those are definitely the cameras that you want to use. It gives a very cinematic feel to it. So mine's technically a 4K, but I have it set to 1080p. Just because when you put it on 4K, because the sensor is so small, it does have this noisy effect. It still has some noise. You can see it right here on a lot of the blacks and stuff like that, depending on if there's any light bouncing off of it. But this is the camera that I want to get, because it's definitely, you know, it's like a point and shoot, but it also has the capability of just attaching directly into my PC. I can connect it through USB-C, so that I'll be able to use one of the main ports up here, and it'll just streamline everything. It'll be so much crispier. I can fitz around with the lens, and because right now what I'm doing is I have certain settings in OBS for my camera, for my webcam, but then there's other settings I have to open up in order to get it looking as good as it does right now. And it doesn't look perfect, but in order to be able to get 60 FPS with, you know, like 1080p, like that's the only way to get 60 FPS. Otherwise, it would be 4K at 30 FPS, which it lags so hard, so I'm not trying to do that. The other thing is that like with this camera, this would be able to do, I believe, it should be able to show the specs right here. Yeah, so you could do 4K at 120 frames per second, 6K at 60. So it's definitely a lot better. Now, as far as anything else, if I get this camera, I don't have to use this anymore. What I think I might do, though, is that I could use this if I want to connect, let's say, yeah, if I wanted to connect this into and do, I mean, there's a whole bunch of other things, but yeah, I was just thinking I could use this for like Nintendo Switch, and I can have this connected to it, so I can utilize that still to a certain degree. So there are ways around different things, and I'm still updating everything on my PC and doing all that stuff. So, but it is a 32-bit float audio, which is pretty good audio, but I'm going to be using this mic anyways. 15 plus stops of dynamic range. That's actually pretty good if you know anything about cameras and stuff like that, but this camera does have a flip screen, so if I wanted to, I could use this as like a vlogging camera as well. But it's got so much that you can do with it. But yeah, it's crazy. Like literally, if I wanted to, I can change the lighting on these Philips Hue bulbs, and I can just do a shoe mount where it has the camera pointing this way with a light on it. So yeah, it's just gonna be so much better. You can fit so many different lenses to it too. So this is definitely one of the better cameras that I want to go with. Just because of the main fact of like the pricing on it. I mean, you're looking at this much. It's almost 3,000. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely so good. I know that they have what is it called? The Canon Red camera. Yeah, so they got something like this here. This is pretty much the predecessor before that, which is this one right here. It doesn't have as much that you can utilize it. I know Ninja uses this. Ninja uses something like this camera. And I don't think he's utilizing it to the best of its ability. I know that it does have different ports in and out and all that kind of stuff, but this one would be the other option that I was looking at, which is pretty much the same price. It's just that I know that with the, this one's called the Komodo 6K. It's also a red camera. But with this one, you don't have all the other bells and whistles with it. So it's slightly better because I think it's like a Super 35 shutter. So it's a better shutter for the actual picture density. Instead of 15 plus stops of dynamic range, as 16 plus. It just has slightly better options with it. It is a better price tag. A bigger price tag, not a better price tag, but bigger. And then these would be like some of the material you have to get with it. But yeah, I mean, it is definitely a camera to go with. But this is the camera that I mainly want to use. So yeah, that's kind of all the news that I had for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed all that. I'm going to be doing more just chatting stuff and kind of just there are things that I want to do this year that I'm going to ramp up and do more of. So I'm going to stream more, longer, create more content. But I'm also going to be working a lot more, so I will be tired. But I'll get used to it at some point. I know that much. And outside of that, I appreciate y'all stopping in, coming in here. I'm going to be trying to play a couple other games and then kind of go from there. But definitely appreciate y'all. Appreciate you coming in. OP, Duncan, and Austin. Always a pleasure. Appreciate you coming in. Outside of that, I will catch you guys next time.